This is Aloe
I am completely wrong.
versus
Dang.
Floppyfail. So let me introduce Floppyfail. So Floppyfail is local to this scene. He is a Samus player, if I'm not mistaken.
Dark Samus. Player.
Dark Samus. Whoa. Okay. Yeah, and last time I was at Garden Brawl, so I was commentating this tournament last year, and Floppyfail was playing on stream, and he was doing the most, like, unconventional, but it worked kind of stuff with the character, and it was, like, really, really fun to see. And he's going up against Aloe, who is a Zelda man from, I believe, from Tri-State.
He's in the Philly region.
Yeah, Philly region. That's
He
what
also
I
has a
thought.
box, and there's a non-zero chance that it comes out in his set. Because look, Zelda kind of like. So I think Zelda is a character that could do well against Samus, but the problem is for Philly, there isn't a whole lot of Samus going around. But you play Fox, that's a comparatively much harder character to be working with. Like I got Thas coming occasionally for my region, and it is so hard to keep up with him a lot of the time. But I think in a counter situation, I feel like Fox is a really good teacher of the game. Like when you get something wrong, he is one of the hardest characters at like overall keeping up with him. And if you are able to keep up with him, you're doing something right.
Yeah. All right. And so we're going to get into game number 1 quickly here. Dark Samus versus Zelda, just like we said. And we're going to see who comes out on top. So like you said, like Zelda on paper, you know, with Nehru's Love, a really fast projectile to be able to reflect some of the projectiles from Dark Samus is going to, you know, do well in this matchup. But it's all about the anti-zoning tools if you're Samus. You're going to want to prevent Zelda from being able to play at those spaces.
Yeah, but I don't think either side has really got what they fully wanted yet. I know the percent say like Floppyfail is in favor, but neither side has really gotten like their idealized states yet. And it's like ledge trap, and that's the first state where I would say ideal. And I mean, that shows it right there, big damage.
Yeah. Aloe trying to get a ledge trap going here, trying to get a dash check, but doesn't get it quite. And Floppyfail just playing at, you know, just demonstrating early on that he is going to play at a long distance instead of trying to scrap with the Zelda, which I don't think is a bad idea, but it's not working out so far in this game number 1.
And yeah, you see the displacement coming out, just making sure that Zelda is safe and the Phantom is ahead. And that is going to be something that is of importance because that blocks charge shot, and you might see that more often as this set goes on.
Yeah. All right, trying to get a ledge trap set up here with the down B from the Samus, using the charge shot, but it wasn't fully charged, and so Aloe is going to live. Ooh, trying to get the down smash. That was almost really nice. And I like the fact that Aloe intentionally got hit by that, because if he picked a get-up option in that situation, would have got hit by the down smash and died, certainly.
Yeah, that charge shot, frame advantage. When you hit that charge shot, Samus is plus on block, so you have to respect that. And the down tilt is clearly a showcase of Aloe not, and it's a pretty even game right now, but the triple up tilt is going to be some big damage off the back.
Ooh, huge combos here from Aloe. 69% onto the Samus right now. Using the up B in neutral, not really the greatest option in the world, but if you catch your opponent off guard, it'll definitely work out in your favor like it just did right there.
And at the moment, we are seeing like some seal pressure with that charge shot as well. But the knockout with the down tilt and the lightning legs.
Yeah, and Zelda being a character that has a, you know, a move that can combo into one of your KO options is something that is amazing to have in this matchup. And so Floppyfail definitely has to look out for that in the future, just because you don't want to get hit by down tilt into forward air just like you did right there. Oh my God.
That is such a Philly thing. That is such a Philly combo, I swear. They are like the most cool guy region in like Smash. Really in general. They love to do the cool stuff, and I feel like that's a combo that he specifically made to make him look cool. However, forget looking cool. It was efficient. It got him to sock. Like right there, you get the jab block right there. He didn't get the second jab block, but he was able to get the conversion a bit aggressive on that bomb for Floppyfail, and it cost him dearly.
Yeah, no, for sure. And for Floppyfail, you got to be wondering, like, what is the game plan in this game? Because you were trying to zone it early on in that game number 1, and Aloe said, all right, I'll just use my Phantom to prevent you from being able to do that, and was struggling to kind of adapt to that game plan. So we'll be able to see how that adjustment is for Floppyfail, or if he just says, maybe I can do better in the zoning space.
Yeah, I can say in the scrap as well, I'm not seeing up B out of shield, and it's like Aloe is giving several opportunities where that could be a possibility. So it might be some missed opportunities to say like, hey, I can deal with this, and I don't want you to be on my grill like that right there. that just you have to present it, as he said.
Yeah, and they're right there next to us, so maybe he even heard us on the commentary. But yeah, another down tilt forward air. That is good
Knockout.
old reliable for Aloe right here. Floppyfail has to put more respect on that move because it is getting so much mileage for Aloe.
Yeah, he's done so much with that lightning kick, either forward or back. I think mostly forwards, given how this game has gone, but he's just been so good at just getting these to work. However, not all of them are hitting sweet spot. He is, I think, recognizing that and like adjusting for it that happens.
All right, ledge trap opportunity for Samus. That is one of the best opportunities for you if you are a Dark Samus player. Got to be closing out the stocks on that ledge, but not quite.
Yeah, you have to, like, those bombs aerial, you have to feel them grounded to hit below ledge. So if you are an opponent, you can hang on a ledge if they are aerial like that. And if they are grounded, you can kind of time it in a certain way so that you get out as they bomb. So it is kind of like a rock, paper, scissors game, and the scissors game might be skewed for Samus, but you still have options.
Yeah, another lightning kick coming through for Aloe. He is looking to end this game as quick as possible. The Nehru Love doing 32% on a reflected charge shot. That is not what you want to see if you are down 2 stocks in this game number 2.
Yeah, and that was a greedy grab right there. Got hit with the dash attack into a bad situation as far as stage is concerned, and he is going to pay for another jab block situation, but he's prepared this time.
Okay, I love to see that tech from Floppyfail. You don't want to see him lose to the same option as before. Aloe trying to go for some flashy uppy stuff, but not going to work out there.
Samus up B. Yeah, he got that kill, but the game said no.
The game said no. And you know what? Sometimes the game has the right to say no. You know what I mean? All right, forward is going to come through and get the first stock for Floppyfail in this game. But he's got a long way to go to get back into this.
You saw the Din Spire come out, and it's like that might be an opportunity for someone to be just in the Zelda space because you can't really be actionable about it anywhere close until it's done. And if Zelda has something active, it's like, okay, cool, that's protection, but it's not guaranteed. And you can just come in there potentially and make sure that that Din Spire is not coming out that way again.
Ooh, yeah, and just reacted to the option that Floppyfail went for there. Was trying to, jump onto the platform. Aloe reacted to the fact that Floppyfail didn't choose an aggressive option and then just used the really fast forward air that Zelda has just to get the stock. And that move is not easy to hit. So, like, the amount of sweet spot forward airs we saw was an incredible showing from Aloe.
I mean, yeah, that's just what you got to do when you play Zelda. It's like you don't have the option to just be inconsistent with that move. That's the thing that, like, makes your character. Like, yeah. I mean, we saw that in the set. You got so much mileage off of it that, I mean, if you can't be proficient at it, then you're just not proficient Zelda.
Yeah, and that's why Aloe's moving on in the bracket, as you can see. And we're just getting some replays going in. Again, as we're talking about them, the lightning kicks are coming through. Just seeing how Aloe was able to take these games time and time again. This was my favorite one. The down air into jab lock, into down tilt, into reading the down B, into forward air. That was probably my favorite conversion of the set.
I'd imagine so. It's definitely a very unique one, although he definitely, I will say, that might not be the last time we'll see Aloe do that this tournament. It might be considered, though, Samus is floaty. It might be more susceptible to something like that. Although I imagine, like, if you are a fast faller character, it's harder to react. So there's a lot of variables to it, but I'd imagine that's not the last time we'll see that trick.
Yeah, for sure. And, this bracket has been just flying by. It's been 2-0 after 2-0 after 2-0 on stream. So I feel like we're finally getting to that point in the bracket where sets are going to get closer, where the competition starts to get a little bit more even. So if you were kind of resident sleeper on those first 3 sets, get ready because the juiciest parts of brackets are starting to happen.
Listen, it don't matter for me. Like, I understand why someone would be sleeper about this. These might not be like the characters that people would initially say is, oh, these are the best characters in the game to watch. But for me, it's just as fun to see dominance as it is a close game because you get to see sort of from both sides, like how did it go wrong for one side and how did it go right for the other. And I feel like that analysis that you can just do on the fly is so interesting to do because, like, I saw in those replays that Aloe was hitting Floppyfail a lot in the mid-section of that Hollow Bastion platform because Floppyfail loved to, like, hit the center of that when the Phantom was on board and tried to, like, get out in vertically. And getting out vertically versus Zelda is a very instinctual thing that a lot of people would want to do, but Aloe, very prepared for, very quick to adapt.
Yeah, definitely, for sure. And one thing about, like, lopsided sets when you're watching it on stream is that's, like, kind of like a precursor to come. It's like, okay, we saw BDB and destroy his opponent. And it's like we also saw Smash Bros. Destroy his opponent. And if they play together in bracket, then it's like, oh, that's going to be a really amazing set. So
yeah, it's like It was like that King Kong Godzilla movie where it's like in the beginning they show like a bracket like Godzilla beat Muto or King Kong beat the spider thing. And it's like, oh shoot, now they meet.
Yeah, for sure. And looks like we have 2 more competitors coming on the stream. The player on the left-hand side, the one that you can see on our screen right now, is going to be Camix, I believe. And I am not familiar with this.
On the right, I believe that's Mercury.
Oh, it is Mercury? Okay. I knew they were projected to play in bracket, but I wasn't exactly